stress. Okay, you guys. Okay, I'm so scared. So today, I'm at Granite co-working space in Tulsa, obviously. I am here to do so much filming, it makes no sense, but I'm excited, but I am deathly nervous. So I have this video that I'm shooting, but I'm also shooting a burnout reel for this interview that I did a while ago. But I'm doing it because I'm trying to test out a video format that I want for my reels on Instagram. I'm so nervous about it, you guys. Like, I'm so nervous. Like, I'm so nervous about it. Like, I want it to come out perfect. I feel like the script is really good. It kind of dives into my experience with being burned out for like 3 years. And you know when like you're excited, but you're stressed out too because like you want the final product to be just like just amazing and gorgeous and wonderful. That's really what I want. And I'm hoping that we can achieve that. But outside of that video today, I am taking you guys through my interview process. That's right. So if any of you guys have been to my other playlists on my YouTube channel, you'll see that I've done interviews in the past and things of that nature. I took a little bit of a break and now I'm back on, hence the burnout. So I am gonna show like, well, I'm showing it, but I'm also needing to do the work with starting to do my reach outs. And there's a concept, a very creative, fun concept that I'm going to talk about later on that I want so badly to come true. You know, it's just so much on my plate. It's so much on my plate right now. So, one thing at a time. Let's shoot this burnout video. I hope it comes out amazing. Yeah. So this is the room that we're filming in today. I'm so excited because with my membership, I have credits to rent this room out, and it's nice, very, very nice. Set up. I got the camera angled, hopefully you can see that, so that it's facing here basically, and well, kind of here, and I'm getting most of that tree. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Let's see how this goes. That had to start with me leaving behind the adult, I grew myself into me. Oh, okay. Of burnout. German psychologist Herbert Freudenberger. He's the, okay, you caught me. I'm over, oh, okay. My playfulness journey looks like, oh God, it's so good, okay. My playfulness journey, positioning this is so difficult. Anyways, so I just finished the video, the burnout video. Oh my God, that's so nerve-wracking. I had an hour for that conference room. I probably could have got more time, but now at least I know when I'm filming something like this, it takes me roughly like an hour and a half to move, adjust, retake things. I'm so nervous because toward the end I kind of had to like rush, but you know, in production sometimes it's just whatever you got is whatever you got, and then I'm just going to improvise if I need to improvise, and it is what it is. But I think overall it came out really good. Even though I was rushing toward the end, I feel like it came out pretty nice, and I'm happy it's over. But all the pre-planning was really good. Like I planned the shots, I planned the script, and how I would move around the table because I only had one room in. So I went and kind of thought about, okay, where do I want to be positioned, how I want a shot to look, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm excited. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the final product looks like on my Instagram. So yeah. All right, so since this angle is just horrible, I'm not even gonna do what I was about to do. I'm just gonna look at review some of the footage that I just took. It's so funny. Every time I look back at myself, I'm always like just so excited that things came out pretty good. It can help you recover from burnout. Jesus. All right, so I'm kind of out here in the middle of everything. I don't know. I get awkward like when there's too many ears around, or I feel like I'm bothering people by speaking so loudly, but I might actually not be that loud since I have my mic, but we're gonna find out after I look at this and edit it. So this is how my interview process starts. Well, typically throughout my daily life, like my daily life really informs the things that happen. And so once there is a theme set in place, I'll note my theme on my notes that I keep in a Google Doc, and I'll just naturally let things kind of flow. So most of the time I don't really try to force having an interview, because I have content like this, like vlogs and stuff like that I do, where I'm prepping for other things or doing research or learning something or whatever. But it just so happens back in a couple of my vlogs when I was talking about swimming, and how one of the first things that my coach told me was that you have to surrender to the water. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds like I'm basically surrendering to my fear. Like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, you're surrendering to your fear. So I knew that was my topic, right? So that's my first step. Was like, I hate saying right after stuff. It's the corporate girly in me is coming out, no. But so I was like, okay, I know in the back of my head I want to talk to someone about surrendering to fear, but I had to find the right person. Now, I did find the right person. So then the second part of this process is building up what this topic will be and why I chose this person. So I know the topic is going to be fear, surrendering to fear. And the person I actually organically met when I was walking around town in downtown Tulsa, and she doesn't know this yet, but she's the owner. I'm not gonna give too much away, but she is the owner of a small business here in Tulsa. And there was something about her personality. When you see her on Instagram and on Facebook, she's so bubbly, she's so fun. When you meet her, she's bubbly, she's fun. I mean, like over the top bubbly and fun. And I really picked up on that. But she was telling me a brief story when I was interacting with her, and it really intrigued me. And something in my heart says that this is someone I need to interview about surrendering to something. I don't know what, but my gut tells me that she has a story that has not been told yet. Or at least I haven't told it. We haven't sat down and talked about it. So I'm gonna email this lady. I'm gonna let her know exactly, what the topic is and what inspired me to reach out to her specifically. And that's pretty much like the third part of this, the third phase of this is like actual engagement. And so she'll tell me whether or not she's interested. Most people are. And then after that, I'll give them my questions. A lot of my questions sometimes, they might be a little bit more broad or specific depending on how much I've interacted with that person. In her case, they'll be a little bit more broad with a little touch of character and person, with a touch of depth in there, because I always like to dig deep. But what I like to do is leave space for authenticity. So what that means is I'll pitch to her 4 or 5 questions, and then I always say, hey, there might be a few questions that will organically come up during the interview? Are you open to answering those questions? And if you're not, that's okay. They typically say yes, and then we go from there. I set things up, we record, and I put all the package, old news language, the whole package together. And that's my piece of work. And this year I want to do things a little bit differently, where I write a blog, with this topic and including the person and some, something like that, because I think this is a year really for me to discover like my writing. I haven't written in years, and I want to get back to discovering what that feels like, and expressing myself through words and not just through video. So I'm excited about that. But there is a project. There is an interview project that I really, really, really want to do. It is so close to my heart. But with this westernized world, I have a conviction with it. Let me explain. I want so badly to have a interview series that is all about like being a fan of people. So a lot of the YouTubers that I really like and respect on YouTube, I want to talk to them. I want to pick their brain. I want to tell them thank you. I want to hear more of their stories. And the reason why there's a bit of conviction with this is because I don't want it to come off like I'm trying to gain followers. Like I'm not even gonna promote these really. I just want to do them. Like there are YouTubers like Catherine Crass, Sarah, Anthony, Bonnie, Cozy K that have really inspired me to live a more like calm lifestyle. And like I want to talk to them. Like I just want to talk. And it just sucks because we live in a westernized world where people are like trying to people are trying to be popular and clout chase and all that other stuff. And I'm not like that. Like I could care less. I'm not worried about that. It's none of my concern. I'm not concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is telling story. And what I'm excited about is telling story. But that might not come off with some of these women who have agencies backing them up. They could look at my information and say, oh, well, she's only got 110 subscribers and she doesn't have the kind of ROI or whatever, KPI, whatever. Like she doesn't have the data that supports doing an interview with her, basically. And that's my only issue. And I'm nervous because I don't want to come off like I'm trying to get more followers to interview with me. I'm a fan. Like, especially Cozy K. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I really want to talk to Miss Cozy K because I got some questions. I got some questions for her. And like, she helped me get out of my burnout. Like, she helped me be a kid again. She helped me realize that like, I've been taking my life seriously for way too long. And I only have one life to live. And like, she helped me see that. Like, she helped me overcome like living a life that was just filled with so much anxiety. And I thought I was supposed to take on that anxiety. I thought that being an adult meant having anxiety. And she helped me see through that. Catherine Crass, she also helped me see through that, like reading books and doing all these cozy hobbies. And that's why my IG is Cozy Journalist V, because I wanted people to know that like I'm a part of that trend, because I owe so much to that trend. This is what I really, really want to do. And I just want to pick their brains. I want to go on a journey and talk to these women who are on YouTube. And that's what I really want to be able to do. So we'll see. My boyfriend said I should just try it and see what happens. I think I am just going to try it, see what happens. I've got to find a name to this series, like the fangirl series, where I just like fangirl out and just ask all the people that I really love on YouTube to like do an interview. we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so this is the first thing I'm going to do is contact the small business I told you guys about earlier, and about doing an interview with her about surrendering to fear, and just see what she says, see what she wants to do. And you guys will be able to see that interview and how it like goes, because I plan on highlighting the store. With these packages, like I said before, I like to first highlight the person and what they do, and hopefully grab like sound bites that help to kind of shape their story. And then I like to actually sit them down and have a conversation so that we can kind of see, okay, who's this person? How can my audience connect to them? Okay, she's a small business owner. She's bubbly. She's in, Oklahoma. Some of you guys are from Oklahoma, or have family members in Oklahoma. There's a connection there. And then after that, then we sit down and we have a more in-depth conversation. I feel like that kind of provides a more broader story, a more developed story of who is this person, and how can I relate to them, or if they're speaking on something that has to do with education or whatever. If I can provide the context first of who they are and what they do, then it makes sense later on to say, okay, here's someone who can speak to this and speak to it well and give good context to it or whatever. And I think that's helpful for any story, for people to get context, figure out a way to be on the same like playing field, so to speak, with them, and then learn more. And I love digging into those deeper questions and not just the surface level questions, because I feel like surface level questions don't give an accurate picture of some of the things that we deal with every single day, whether they're good or bad. And so I'm really hoping that we'll have space in this interview to kind of get a little deep. So the other part that's really tough about this is that I have to get my friend to help me or hire someone. And sometimes it can be expensive. To do something so simple can get so expensive. But most of the time, like, I'll just save. That's a little trick I learned from my cousin and some books, financial books, is that like you can save into something being expensive and not have to worry about it being expensive because you saved for it. So here in Tulsa, luckily, thank God, the videographers and photographers are cheaper than Ohio. I will say that they're a lot cheaper than Ohio, which is good. And it's nice to have someone doing the production versus myself, because sometimes I'll just do it all by myself and I'll just be behind the camera talking and just shoot them around their environment, shoot the talent around their environment or my guests around the environment. And but that's tough. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and if you look at some of my interviews, oh my God, it is so hard to like think about the production and think about the interview. Like, those are two completely different things happening at one time. And I can't wait to kind of get to a point where I can solely be focused on the interview and the development of the story within the interview, versus I gotta worry about production, which means I'm worried about audio. I'm worried about camera positioning. I'm worried about did the camera turn off, because DSLRs only go for like 25 or 30 minutes or something. Did something happen to the SD card or whatever? Like, it's just all the worries. Like, and don't even get into the Zoom interviews. Like, that's just like a whole nother thing. But yeah, I feel like I'm blabbing, but I'm excited though. I'm excited. Man, not to mention like battery life and the list goes on. Honestly, the list definitely goes on. So I'll get to a point where I won't even have to worry about production, and I can just focus on the interview at hand. I'm also big on making sure that the environment is conducive to the person and their personality based on how I know them. So for someone like this, even though we're going to interview in her store, what I would normally do is say, okay, this is someone who's fun, who's bubbly, who seems to, have like a good time. So I want to make sure that I'm putting her in an environment that isn't going to subdue her energy, which I'm sure it wouldn't either because she has a strong personality. But I want to have bright colors around. I want to have bright colors on. I want to be vibrant because I want the best of her to come out. And from what I can tell, and she's an artist too, what I can tell, she's bright, she's fun, she's bubbly, she's deep, she has things that inspire her. And I want to make sure the environment that I create around her is like that. So, there are different little things that I do here and there for my interviews to be like as impactful as I possibly can be from my experience, from their experience, and from you guys' experience. So I'm really stoked about this. But this is pretty much the end of this vlog, or I might do this another day or something, just to give you guys an idea of like what happens within my process. I'm gonna do some more research about surrender, the word surrender, where it comes from, so that I just have a little bit more context in my interview when I'm speaking, so it's not so general, like surrender to fear, what does that mean? But if I can give more context into like what I mean when I say that and what kind of energy I would want her to kind of come from, I feel that it could help make this interview that much better. So definitely, if you haven't, you should check out some of my interviews that I've done in the past. Let me know if you guys have like questions about the interview process, the writing process, the production process. Like, I will nerd out on any of that stuff, like hands down. Like, I will totally nerd out. So if you have questions, let me know. Yeah.